Hello, everyone. This is Arthur Robinson Jr. I am the creator of PowerfulInterviews.com. I want to welcome you to this video. In this video, you're going to experience life-changing information that you won't find anywhere else. I'm doing an incredible interview with a great friend of mine. His name is Ron Legrand, and Ron Legrand is a real estate expert. He's been in the real estate industry for over 20 years. And in this interview, you're going to hear how to invest in real estate. You're going to hear about wholesaling, and also you're going to hear about 1031 exchanges. A lot of people don't know what a 1031 exchange is, but Ron LeGrand is going to explain to you in second grade terms what exactly is a 1031 exchange and much, much more. So right about now, go get your pen and your pad, sit back and relax, and write down some notes. What you're going to experience in this powerful interview with my friend Ron LeGrand is going to change your life. So check it out.
Good evening, everyone. This is Arthur Robinson Jr., and tonight I have another special treat just for you. Tonight I have a wonderful person on the call, and he's a great friend of mine. His name is Ron LeGrand, and he's a real estate expert. And without further ado, I'd like to welcome Ron LeGrand to the call.
Thank you, sir. Good to be here.
Well, thank you, Ron. I'd like to thank you once again for taking time out your busy schedule to educate my listeners about the power of real estate investing. I gladly appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Now, what I would like to know, and can you educate my listeners about who you are and what we're actually going to learn from you today in regards to real estate investing?
Well, who I am is probably the oldest living guy alive teaching real estate because I've been at it so long. In fact, almost 30 years now, Arthur, making millionaires all over North America by teaching them how to buy and sell houses without using their money or credit. I started in 1982 doing the same thing as a dead broke mechanic, bankrupt and clueless and lost, and needed to make more money in my life, and I stumbled on real estate by accident and learned how to do it over time, and then started systemizing it so anybody could duplicate it, and for the last 25 years I've been teaching that, and today have, I don't even know how many hundreds of thousands of students all over the country, and this country and Canada, and I can't even pronounce some of the other countries they're at today. And so the legacy continues, and we continue to help people get what they want out of life by using real estate as the vehicle and doing it correctly without using their money or credit. So they call me the Godfather because I've been around so long. Some call me Moses because I'm so old. And what we're going to learn on this call depends on the questions you ask me. So,
well, you look like a young mayor.
If you say so.
Can you tell my listeners what is the fastest way to make money in the real estate industry?
Sure, I get that question a lot. One of the fastest and easiest ways, actually, that new students gravitate to is the art of wholesaling a property, which is really nothing more than finding a bargain and then quickly finding a bargain hunter that wants to buy it and probably rehab it and resell it to an end user who's going to go get qualified for a loan and take advantage of some of this great financing that we got out here available for first and last and middle-time home buyers. And this is a great time to be doing that right now because as I sit here today, we have currently bank-owned properties in this country are over 1.6 million properties. This year, we're projected to have about 2 million more taken over by banks, and there will be another 2 million going into foreclosure simultaneously that probably won't get foreclosed on finally till next year. At no time in my life have we ever had this kind of a supply of bargains out there, so it's created a feeding frenzy in the marketplace. Bargain hunters find the bargains, and people who don't want to do the little things that I ask people to do to find the bargains will buy them from the bargain hunters. Everybody gets what they want. Even though our prices have dropped considerably over the past couple of years, the spreads have not. In other words, I'm paying less today, and I'm selling it for less, but I'm still getting the same spread in the middle. And on a little quick wholesale flipper, which we're in and out of in 15 days or less, the minimal profit that I want anybody to make is $5,000. I tell them $10,000, knowing that some are going to make less because they don't listen. And then I've got some people making, gosh, over six figures flipping a single-family house that they never even take title to, Arthur. So that's probably the easiest way because it doesn't require capital, doesn't require credit. In fact, those two things are forbidden in Planet Ron. I will not let my students write checks to buy real estate, nor will I let them go down to the bank and guarantee debt and apply for a loan to buy real estate. In fact, the minute you start using your credit is when you're doing it all incorrectly, and you're going to be one of those folks pretty soon that's going to get foreclosed on if you're not careful and not know how to buy it correctly. So this is the time. I've never seen a better time than right now in all my years. And if you can't find a bargain out there today, you're probably not getting off the couch.
You mentioned bank-owned properties. Are you talking about REOs?
Yes. For those listening who don't know what that means, that's real estate owned, or internal fancy language for the property that has been foreclosed on by the bank, but now the bank does own the property. See, there's pre-foreclosure, and then there's post-foreclosure. Pre-foreclosure is before it goes to the sale. During that period, the only person you can buy it from is the existing owner. Can't buy a house from a bank that a bank don't own. But once that hammer drops, in most states, the bank now owns the property. In other states, there's a redemption period by which the buyer gets a chance to buy it back before final redemption rights are over. But either way, bank owns the property, so now you got to buy it from the bank. And since the banks have so many of these things available, and they are keeping on coming faster than ever, then they have to liquidate them. So they have to move them out into the marketplace. And if they need any kind of repairs at all, they're going to sell them well below market value. In fact, I am currently buying properties like I'm describing right here in my city, which is Jacksonville, Florida. But, of course, I have students all over the country that are buying these properties at approximately 35 to 55 cents on the dollar meaning the current after repaired appraised value of the property. That is kind of the standard out there today. So obviously if I can buy a property for 50 cents on the dollar and sell it for 55 cents on the dollar, that's quite a nice spread when you're dealing with thousands and thousands of dollars.
Now, let's talk about the power of real estate investing. Now, basically what you're saying is if you can't make money with not putting anything down, you're sure not going to be able to make money with putting something down in regards to your credit and a down payment?
Arthur, I always tell people, A, if you can't make money without money, you won't make money with money either. B, real estate is the asset by which you can control to turn into cash. You don't use cash to buy real estate. You get cash from real estate. And then you take cash and do other things with it that require cash, other types of investments, or in fact just spend it. But it's not about writing a check. Every time you write a check, you're putting yourself at risk. In fact, I tell people there's 3 ways to lose in my world. Number 1, you can write a check. If you write a check, you can lose the check. Don't write the check, you can't lose the check. It's not rocket science. We don't write checks to buy real estate. Quite often we come home with checks the day we buy the property. Secondly, we don't guarantee debt. If you guarantee debt, you risk 3 things. First, you risk your credit. Second, you risk your assets. And third, you risk your marriage. None of which are worth risking just to go buy a house. If you get properly trained, you can learn how to buy houses all day long in any city in the country, not only without using your credit, but certainly not without using your money. In fact, I'll give you a good example today. You want an example?
Yes, I do.
All right. I bought a property at an auction here a little while ago. I paid $42,500 for it. This property is worth about $110,000 after repaired. We, in fact, spent $8,500 repairing this house. So write down those numbers, folks, if you're listening. I paid $42,500 for the house, and I spent, let's call it $9,000 to repair it. So Friday, I have a closing for a qualified buyer. In fact, I listed it. I even let a realtor sell it for me. The realtor brought me the buyer, said okay, which means I'm paying a 6% commission. But I sold this house for $98,000.